He was an Orchard graduate as well, about 70 years ago, but clearly they had not begun the tradition of each student giving their own speech because he was amazed and delighted at the new surprise. He was so inspired that when he got home, he wrote his own 8th grade graduation speech. Anyways, the point is that he thought so highly of Orchard. He could talk days on end about how wonderful of a school it is. Something he never let me forget is that I will never find another school with this many great teachers under the same roof. And I believe that is 100% true. He fell completely in love with Orchard and how lovely of a school it is, and now I agree with him fully. I always wanted my speech to stand out and be remembered, but when it comes down to it, that's not what it's about. This is our last chance to thank everyone for all that they have done for us. In all honesty, there are simply too many people to thank individually, but I would like to think of you that have really had a great impact on me over the years. Mr. Kurtz, thank you for allowing me to sit out of gym according to whatever injury I claimed to have that day. Mrs. Pryor and Mrs. Burton, thank you for listening to me always and helping me through some of the toughest situations I've ever had to deal with. Mr. Lambert, thank you for continuing to push me to do my best, even when I tried to make it clear to you that I was not interested in math. Patty and Kevin Martin, thank you for allowing me to become part of your family and making your house a second home to me. Emily Rose, my oldest friend, thank you for staying by my side for as long as I can remember. Lastly, and most importantly, I'd like to thank my parents for allowing me the opportunity to attend the Orchard School. I'm eternally grateful to both of you. We all may be graduating Orchard, but we are not leaving. Orchard will stay in our hearts forever.
Next, I'd like to thank Ms. Wallace. Our advisory is crazy. We're not loud, it's enthusiastic. But we've had some great times, and sometimes I forgot to come to our pizza parties. It's not good. And then next is Ms. Fiddler, who's probably one of the best history teachers I've ever had. Because most of my, at my older schools, my history teachers would just like drone on and on, just give information. But Ms. Fiddler makes everything so clear and I understand everything so well that sometimes I wouldn't even need to study for her tests. And then lastly, I don't know where we're going from here, but I know our future's bright. And good luck, class of 2014.
I mean, come on, I didn't want to leave my friends. I was in the 1st grade, moving up in the world. So thank you, Mom and Dad, for always having my best interest in heart and forcing me to go to this new school, because this is cliche, but I wouldn't like to imagine my life if I hadn't attended Orchard. There are so many people at Orchard who've made a difference in my life. Just to thank a few, firstly, I would like to thank Mrs. Rubon. I know you're retiring next year, and upcoming 7th graders are missing out. You are like my second mom at school. Thank you for everything. I would also like to thank Mr. Lambert. As much as most of us would probably not like to admit, you were the best advisor I had, and you taught me a lot of life lessons. For example, volume control, but I don't really think that one has set in yet. Miss Pryor, you taught me so many life lessons, it would be impossible to count. You're always there to talk to. Thank you for always understanding. I can't even begin to say how much cross-country and track mean to me, how much my cross-country family and my track family mean to me. I'd firstly like to thank all of my teammates. Some of you I've gotten so close to through these sports, and all of you are the reason that track and cross-country are so meaningful to me. You guys were incredible teammates to me, and I'm really going to miss you all next year. None of this would be possible without all my coaches. So thank you, Coach Baston, Coach McKay, Mr. Lambert, and Mr. Burris. You taught me a lot of lessons that I could not only use on the track, but also in life. Finally, I'd like to thank the class of 2014. Some of you I would trust with my life, and we're not going to be going to school together next year. Thank you, class of 2014, for putting up with me for 7 years. I'll miss you guys.
The falls were cold, and the winters were brutal. When I heard the news that we were moving, I was a little tense. I was tense because A, I was a little scared to move away from all my friends and my family that I loved. 2, I also didn't want to make new friends because I was really shy. Very shy. Now I can happily say that I am friends with almost everyone in this grade. I think one of the best parts about this school is its amazing sports program. The main sports that I usually did were basketball, soccer, and track. Track has been one of the best experiences I have ever had, and by far the most memorable. At first, track was a little confusing, considering the fact that I never signed up. And the next day, coach said, "Hey, Abby, how come you didn't come to practice yesterday?" Since then, I've loved track ever since, and I don't think I'll ever forget it. This track season has been the best by far. During the season, I did have shin splints, and they were really gruesome. The shin splints really bogged me down, but Burris was always there to say, "Take a glass, suck it up." So now, knowing that I was able to accomplish one of my goals, which was get 56 seconds in the 400-meter run, this is really big for me. And class of 2014, I hope that you will all have a great time in high school. Thank you teachers and faculty for making my school years great ones. Thank you parents for bringing me to this school. Now, I am off to school with perseverance, integrity, an open mindset, and a lot of Pop-Tarts.